Good morning and welcome to our first session on the Do It Right series with the Global Training Center. This webinar series aims at enriching thinking patterns with some of the most distinguished experts in Sri Lanka, especially designed for budding entrepreneurs and like-minded people alike. The Global Training Center is the first educational consultancy within Sri Lanka with an objective to educate the younger generation within the country, ensuring more productivity in the working environment while developing them professionally and individually. We aim to do this by introducing industry demand qualifications at an affordable price from recognized awarding bodies and universities. To start us off this morning, our speaker today is a high caliber director in the field of Ayurvedic wellness education that covers a wide spectrum, including product manufacturing, Ayurvedic beauty culture, and yoga. She graduated from the University of Colombo as an Ayurvedic doctor, along with a PhD in alternative medicine from the University of Gujarat, India. Following this, cosmetic chemistry from Casey College of Beauty Therapy, Australia. She has a master's degree in management with a second master's degree in public administration and management from the University of Colombo. And last but not least, she's currently following her third master's degree from the University of Northampton. She's the founder and director of the IICA group of companies, and her guidance and persistence has seen the IICA brand expand into product stores, wellness stores, as well as channeling centers. She started IICA in the year 2013 and expanded this initiative to a total of 20 branches island-wide in this short time span. She has helped over 1,000 entrepreneurs to open businesses and regularly shares her knowledge on many platforms for the betterment of all of us, as she is here today. I'd like to introduce Dr. Thilini Abeypala. Thank you for being here today with us to share your hard-earned experience. The stage is all yours.
All right, thank you so much. Thank you for the lovely introduction. And first of all, I would like to thank Global Training Center, Dr. Gayatrika Kirivatturage, for giving me this opportunity to share my experience and the journey that I came through as an entrepreneur with you all. So today, this is actually part of the Do It Right series, how to start as an entrepreneur. So basically, I'll be discussing about my experiences, the story, how I sold my business, like how I actually implemented an idea and came like practically how to actually, be successful as an entrepreneur. So I'll be discussing about those things. There's a presentation. I hope I can share the screen. Okay, great. Do you all see a PowerPoint presentation as well? Is it visible?
Yes, it's
yes,
visible.
Okay,
yes,
thank you so much. Right, okay. So I don't want this to be boring, so we can make this two-way also. If you have any questions, if you need any clarifications, you can always ask me. And this entrepreneurship, as a person who was in an 8-to-5 job for so long and making the decision to come out from the 8-to-5 framework and become an entrepreneur was not easy, because the facilities, the status, the network that you get while in a company, you lose it all when you start thinking of becoming an entrepreneur. So that's a totally different pathway, but that's a risk. That's a risk an entrepreneur should always be willing to take, because once you take the risk, the sky is the limit. So today in this lecture, I'll be discussing about whether you have the entrepreneurial gene in you, right? Choosing the right business idea, laying out the plan and financing, knowing your target audience, implementing the correct financial plan, selling your stories. So I'll be discussing about these things. කොහොමද entrepreneur කෙනෙක් වෙන්නේ, මේ දේවල් කොහොමද හරියට කරගෙන යන්නේ, practically කොහොමද මේ දේවල් කරේ, how I actually developed with nothing to now කොහොමද මුකුත්ම නැතුව මේ දේවල් හදාගත්තේ. All these things I'll be describing. I'll let you know all my tips and secrets as well. Right. So who's an entrepreneur, first of all? Entrepreneur does not mean that that person is a businessman or a businesswoman. Well, what's the difference? What do you think is the difference?
Yes, madam. So actually the entrepreneur, he's the one who is going to take the risk, and also he's going to use some invention, right? With the creativity. So the businessman basically, like, he will not think out of the box. He will just do what he, so in that way. And another one more question, madam. Actually, I'm Dhananjay Wijesekara. I'm an exporter of incense sticks. Actually, incense stick for the first time in Sri Lanka. I export the incense sticks to China. It's been the first time in history of Sri Lanka. So now I do export to 4 countries in China, Australia, Thailand, and UK. So my question, madam, actually, in my profession, I was at the Hemas Pharmaceutical. So then about like 9 to 10 years. Then after that, so I started my own company. So what I wanted is, like, you know, that I also had the same problem. So because when you just come out from the job and all, you know, when you create that pitch and all, so there will be risk, right? So I also had the same risk. And also, like, first 6 months, like, I was struggling, like, you know, so in even my parents, this is Sri Lankan culture, like, rather being them, like, they always push, like, you go there and you work for the salary, and end of the day you have a car and you wear the tie, and because the entrepreneur type of culture is totally different, right?
Different, yes.
So my question, madam, like, so like you, I think you also in the one of the leading multinationals and all, then you also started. So like first 6 months, like, how the new people, the new entrants, so how they can be survive, like, you know, that there will be like there will be expenses, right? There'll be expenses, and you need some time to, you know. So can you advise on that, madam, little? Yeah, please.
Sure. I'll actually explain it to you from the first slide itself, because as you told, the same thing happened to me, because like I was working for like high-end companies in Sri Lanka, and I was paid 200,000 salary per month. With all the other facilities, I get nicely dressed up early in the morning and drive my car, go to the office. I'm in an AC office, and people respect me. So that's there. And also the family, as you said, they also give us the respect when we go, you know, nicely dressed to a nice office. So they also respect you. But as soon as you make the decision to come out from that comfort zone, everything changes. No one's going to respect you also. Right? But that 6 months, as you said, it's a tough period, but I'll definitely let you know how I survived. We will go point by point so that you can get an idea, right? Okay, so entrepreneurial gene means whether you have it in your family or you have it in your genetics, whether you are actually an entrepreneur. In my family, there are no entrepreneurs. To be honest, there are no entrepreneurs. Everyone, my mother is a principal, so my father was also into leadership roles, but he did not have his own business. My brother is also the same. My husband is a consultant in psychiatry, so no one is involved in businesses. For me, it was difficult because my degree was from University of Colombo as an Ayurvedic doctor. So we were not taught management or business skills throughout our degree. So that's also totally different. So I don't believe that I actually had the entrepreneur gene in me. This is something that I created, right? This is something that I worked hard for. But it says like 37% to 48%, it's genetics. If your grandfather is a businessman, your father is a businessman, there's high tendency that you'll also become a businessman or a businesswoman, because that comes through the family. But since I started this business now, since this is in a successful status, I don't know, sometimes my kids might follow me. So there's a tendency of genetics in getting involved in your business, but it's like a very small percentage, 37% to 48%. It's the same, like why farmers might have doctor sons or doctor daughters. So that's the turning point. So likewise, this is your turning point as well. Mainly it's risk taking, because as I told you, as I think Dhananjay also said, like working for Hemas Pharmaceutical, becoming an entrepreneur, it's a risk, right? What really happened to me was, I think in my workplace, I got promoted 3 times in 4 years. And I was like working so hard, working really, really hard. Then there's this point that ladies get pregnant, right? Then their focus all change, because it's like building up a family is something different, and then you need that balance, family and the career. Up to middle management, your organization will support you. But once you go to higher management, it's all about the company. You cannot actually balance your family. So that was one of the reasons that I came out from the corporate culture to start up my own business, so that I can take care of my children as well at the same time. That was the main reason for me to come out. But always it pressurized me. Okay, now I'm not going to get that reputation again. I'm not going to get that office again. Then I actually, how I actually started this, because now I have like 4 businesses under IICA. IICA is something, IICA, if I give you a little introduction about that. So yeah, International Institute of Ceylon Ayurveda. But this is a continuation of Ceylon Institute of Ayurveda, where I started like in 2013. As a small class. While I was doing my full-time job, every Saturday I would come home from 2 to 5, I would do a class. This is also in my mother's house. Next to my mother's house, there was a little space. There was no hut. There was no roof. It's a small hut. There was no roof. A red cement floor, 4 chairs and 1 desk only. That's how I started. So now we are the institute, the well-known Ayurvedic Wellness Education Institute. I think we pass out the maximum number of students in Sri Lanka, and majority of our students have started their own product manufacturing businesses, beauty salons, spas, and also they are working in other countries also. So last week also, one of my students called me and said easily she got a job in UK after studying this. So we have come up to that level, but the journey was very, very difficult. It was very, very difficult. But people will only see you, will recognize you once you're successful only. Till then, they will criticize you. Okay, why did you leave that full-time job? Why did you leave that reputation? They will always question you. But then it's you who have to prove them that they are wrong. It's all about working hard. Sometimes now you had a good office in your full-time job, but now you may not have a good office, right? You may not have that air conditioning in you, but that's all right. Start small. Thinking to come out from that frame and thinking to start your own thing itself is an achievement. That's what I think. Like thinking to start something by your own is an achievement, because not everyone will get that idea. Because everyone wants to be in that comfort zone. For an example, now my mother used to say, why I never applied for the government appointment. I'm a person who refused the government appointment. But in Sri Lanka, there's this, mentality that you should be in government jobs, you should have that pension. But I never wanted to like restrict myself in government appointment, in government setup. Because you can't do what you want to do, right? In that restricted environment. So that was the reason. So coming back from that successful environment here, there were days that I really cried. There were days that I thought, okay, what did I do? Did I make a wrong decision? Of course, there were days, like out of the 7 days, at least there were 3 days that I thought about it, the first few months. But what I did was, then I stopped thinking about it. I stopped taking the criticism. I stopped being pressurized. I only focused on work. So Dhananjay, what you have to do is first 6 months, only focus on work. Because by the 7th month, everyone will start seeing the difference, because you will be able to, now I'm in a very nice place, nice office, nice building, with AC, with nice lighting, because I worked really hard in that first few months, right? You cannot, exactly, if you have the funding, if you have friends to help you out, if you have family money, definitely going to a building is not a big thing. But if you're starting from the scratch and there's no one to help you out, you have to build up your pathway, having the confidence level. If one person is working for 40 hours in a full-time job, during a week we at least have to work minimum 60 hours per week. වෙලාව තියනද 60 hours per week? No, you will say we don't have time. No, we do have time. Most of the mothers complain that we don't have time. We have small kids. I also have small kids. I have 2 kids. Of course, now after the lectures also, when I go home, what they will do is, I'm still feeding also. What they will do is, they will not let you work, right? Now if you are a manufacturer, if you are manufacturing something at home, they will come and bug you. They will not let you do your work. But try to find the time slot that they are sleeping, that you can be alone, that you can think alone, that you can work alone. There are so many time slots. So what really happened was, I started actually waking up at 2 a.m., which sounds a little bit crazy, but entrepreneurs have to be crazy if you want to be successful. Haven't you seen all these big entrepreneurs, big successful businessmen? Don't you find them a little bit crazy? They are crazy about their work. They are crazy about their passion. What am I doing on a Sunday morning, coming here and doing lecture? I just now finished one of my lectures, and I'm attending this. So that's called passion. If you don't like what you do, obviously you can't go on a long way. You can copy someone. Okay, that person is doing a successful business, I should also start the same business so that I will be successful. If you follow the same thing, but the pathway will be very small duration, you will stop there. That's the main reason actually why a lot of small businesses close down soon, that consistency is not there. දිගට කරගෙන යන්න බෑ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට. challenges එනකොට ඒවට face කරන්න බෑ. ඒ ශක්තිය නැහැ. කවුරු හරි criticize කරොත් වහලා දානවා මම මේක. නැත්තම් කවුරු support කරන්නේ නැහැ මට. And you're always dependent. You can't be dependent on anyone, right? You always have to be independent when you're running a business. So first thing is, you have to take the risk. As I told you, if you are willing to come out from I'm not saying you should always come out from the 8 to 5 job. While you're at the 8 to 5 job, you can start something and think, because not all the business ideas will be successful. For me also, I shut down 2 businesses. Mama 10 දෙකක් වැහුවා. හැබැයි මම දැන් 4 දැන් හොඳටම කරගෙන යනවා. Like Mr. Sumal Pereira, he has started 30 businesses, but he has shut down 13 businesses as well. So if a business is not going well, you should be having that courage also to shut it down and start it in a different way, rather than losses වෙවි එක දිගට ඇදගෙන යන්නත් බෑ. නමුත් ඒක change කරලා දිගට කරගෙන යන්න හැකියාවත් ඔයගලන්ට තියෙනවා. So it's okay. It's your call, because you started it. If it's not going to work out, shut it down. But then don't give up there. I have seen so many people starting businesses. Okay, මේක වැඩ කරන්නේ මේක හරියන්නේ නැහැ, මම 8 to 5 job එකේම ඉන්නවා. Then they will shut it down. That's lacking confidence. You're not, if you can't take risks, right? Suppose now, okay, now I want to do something new. I want to go to the next step. So I need to hire a better place. I need to hire a bigger place. I am taking a risk. Maybe I have to, take some of my money from my savings and get that place. That's a risk, because I'm losing my savings also. So it might work, it might not work also. But always you need to have a backup plan also. So always take your risk. and work super hard. Very, very important. There's nothing called luck. Luck කියලා එකක් නැහැ. හිතන්න පුළුවන් 10% වගේ luck එකක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්, but 90% it's super hard work. If you see someone going in a like very good vehicle, unless that person is not selling drugs, right? If that person is going in a good vehicle, or that person is having a good house, or like that person is doing really well, don't always focus on the result. That person is very lucky. That person has done so many good things. The merits have come after them, and that's why that person is doing good. Up to a certain extent, I don't know. Like I don't know how it works, but if you don't work hard for something, the luck is not going to help you. 10% luck එකක් තියෙන්න පුළුවන්, මොකද සමහරලාට ලැබෙන්නේ නැති chances ලැබෙන්න පුළුවන්. But 90% it's super hard work. Super hard work has to be smart work as well. Sometimes people are working really hard, but no proper result. That means you are doing that hard work in a wrong way. Method එක වැරදි. Then change the method and see. කරන ක්‍රමය පොඩ්ඩක් වෙනස් කරලා බලන්න. එතකොට තමයි result එක හරියට එන්නේ. නැත්නම් එකම දේ දිග කාලයක් කරන්න යන්න එපා. Right? It says like how many times the bulb has been invented. 100 times he tried, but 101st time only he got the right bulb, right? දැන් 100 වෙනක හදන්න නැතුව 80 89 විදියා එක අතහැරලා දැම්මම නම් අද අපිට bulbs මුකුත් නැහැ. So always you can't give up on it, right? And passionate. You have to love what you do, right? If you really love what you do, working on a Sunday, even working on a Monday, they are not actually big problems. Every day is actually a fun day when you love what you do, right? You have to be passionate. And also you have to be innovative. You cannot copy someone and start a business. Then what you will do is you will always go to that person's Facebook page. You will also always go to that person's, website and see what he or she is doing new, and that only you will do. So that's a businessman or a businesswoman, not innovative. You cannot copy a person for so long. දිගටම එක කරගෙන යන්න බෑ. මොකද එක තැනකදී හිර වෙනවා. You have to have a cessate වෙනවා එතනදී. After that you can't go on. And adaptable. Adaptable means you have to adapt to the situation. Sometimes government rules changes, right? Then Australia එකපාරට අපිට කිව්වා මේ driving license එක local driving license එක okay. ලංකාවේ ඉඳලා යන license එක okay. ඊළඟ සතියේ කියනවා government එකේ නෑ මෙහි written test එක ලියන්න ඕනේ කියලා. ඊළඟ සතියේ කියනවා ආයේ නෑ ඔයගොල්ලෝ driving test එකක් කරන්න ඕනේ කියලා. So government, they have the authority to change restrictions. Right? So whatever the business for businessmen, for entrepreneurs, this can affect. Right? දැන් හිතන්නකෝ අපි මොනවා හරි දෙයක් හදා ඉන්නවා අපිට ingredients එන එක නවත්තනවා. So then what do we do? Do we like give up? Okay, suppose now mage goda students la innawane product manufacturing. There are lots of students who are doing product manufacturing. So they need something called shea butter to make their creams, right? So if the government has stopped getting shea butter from UK or like even Ghana, from countries like that, are we going to stop the production? No, we can still produce coconut butter here and use the coconut butter to make our products. You need to adapt according to the situation. You cannot just give up. Otherwise, obviously you are not going to go a long way. And you obviously need to have leadership skills, because if you are really weak, if you can't manage your team, if you can't guide your team, if you can't tell them exactly, because if you are a good leader, your staff will work. If you can't work, they will leave you. That's all right. But if you are working, if you say, okay, I need this on this particular time frame, if they can provide it, that means you're okay. You are actually doing a good job with your leadership skills. But if they can't do it, that means there's something wrong with you also, right? Either try to change them, or you have to, change your way, right? So leadership skills are very important. And the most important thing is patience, right? Now you see a lot of people doing really well on Facebook or Instagram. Instagram, Facebook, never trust them, right? So you see them doing really well, right? So you also want to start a business today, and within 1 month you think, okay, I haven't got any profit. මට දැන් තාම මං හිතපු තරම් සල්ලි නෑනේ. අරයට නම් හොඳට සල්ලි එනවා ඇති. මොකද්ද මං කරන්නේ? මං එහෙනම් මේක නවත්තනවා. So if you don't have patience, obviously you can't be an entrepreneur, because first month you will lose, second month you will lose, third month you will lose, but fourth month profits go okay. For an example, I'll tell you something. Now with the corona, with the COVID situation, I had like, by then I think I had about 10 branches in Sri Lanka. Then I was in Australia like during that time period, but I was managing the branches from there. So with the COVID situation, we had to shut down all the branches, because students come to branches to do the practicals. Either they will not come and study with us. So this whole situation hit us so bad. Our income went to zero, right? So I have to pay salaries. I have to pay the accounts department, the HR department. There were certain other departments, but I had to pay them. Now they are coming from my savings, right? Even we are doing marketing. We are doing a lot of marketing. The marketing budget is also high, but we are not getting students. So that's the problem. So then what we did was, okay, Hariman Singhalenut kiyanna. So then what we did was, we changed, we actually came up with a new program where it will be important for those people who have lost jobs during the corona period, so that they can be financially stable. What I studied from Australia and what I got from the degree here, I combined that and came up with a program where we can build up more entrepreneurs in beauty product manufacturing, Ayurvedic beauty product manufacturing. This program was a hit. Now there are so many institutes copy this, thinking that we can earn a lot of money out of this, but it's wrong, because this is like hard work. And also we are actually giving that 100% to the students, so that they will become financially stable first. That's the objective. That's the number one objective. You have to give something to your customer in order to get something. හරියට ළමයින්ට දෙයක් දෙන්න ඕනේ තමන්ට ගන්න. ඉතින් ඊට පස්සේ ඇත්තටම our profits went to 200%. කලින් ඇත්තටම වහලා වැහුවා 0% ගියා. නමුත් COVID situation එක අපි 200% profits වලට ගියා. ඒකට හේතුව අපි adapt වුණා. Patience තිබ්බා. We had patience and we adapted to the situation, and my team was also very supportive. Team එක හොඳටම support එකේ මේ ටික කරගත්තා. ඒ නිසා තමයි අපි whereas so many institutes actually closed down, ඒ කාලේ ගොඩාක් වැහුවා. අපි කොහොම හරි දිගට survive වුණේ because of the adaptable quality and patience. And of course, as an entrepreneur, you have to be willing to be wrong. You have to do so many things to see whether things are going well or things are not going well. තමන්ට වැරදෙන්න ඕනේ as an entrepreneur. නැත්තම් තමන් හැම වෙලේම හරි කියලා හිතාගෙන ගියොත් entrepreneur කෙනෙක් වෙන්න බෑ. And of course, as I mentioned, you have to be a little crazy. පොඩ්ඩක් විශ්වාසයක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ. මොකක් හරි ව්‍යාපාරයක් හරියට කරගෙන යන්න. Because if you actually now see, entrepreneurs don't get proper sleep. 8 to 5 job එකක් නම් අපි කරන්නේ. අපි 8ට යනවා, 8:05 වෙනකම් වැඩ කරනවා, අපි ගෙදර එනවානේ. Not that much pressure if you are not in a very higher management position. If you are in a higher management position, if you are the head of the institute, then of course, yes, after 5 also you have work till tomorrow morning. That's right. But අපි කරන්නේ පොඩි position එකක අපි ඉන්නේ කියලා හිතන්නකෝ. එතකොට ලොකු pressure එකක් නැහැනේ. අපි කල්පනා කරනවාද මේ හෙට අපි කොහොමද අපේ products විකුණ ගන්න, එහෙම නැත්නම් අපි services කොහොමද කරගන්නේ. එහෙම කියලා කල්පනා කරන්නේ නැහැ. Because now for me, I don't think I sleep at all, which is not good. Sometimes I feel like actually 20 minutes අපේ brain cycle since medical fact එකක් කියනෝනේ 20 minutes තමයි හරියටම ඇත්තටම මොලේට නිින්ද අවශ්‍ය. But we don't know whether that 20 minutes fall at night or daytime. We don't know that time. The brain needs that, right? So ගොඩාක්ම නිින්ද නිදාගෙන ඉන්නකොට කට්ටිය entrepreneurs la වැඩ කරනවා. When you are sleeping, I am working කියලා අහලා ඉතින්. That's the reason that they come higher than the other entrepreneurs or the other workers, right? So you need to be a little crazy, and also සමහරලාට beyond limits යන්න වෙනවා අපිට ඉන්න බෑ අපේ comfort zone එකේ. We can't be waiting in our comfort zone thinking everything will be all right. No, nothing's going to be all right if it's your business. Nothing's going to be all right. Every day is a challenge. හැමදාම තියෙනවා ඔයගලන්ට විසඳන්න ප්‍රශ්නයක් if it's your business. So I woke up at 2 a.m. In the morning and I got ready for this lecture, and then I got ready for today morning lecture. Then I had like 3 or 4 issues to sort out. Within today I needed to sort it out, otherwise I'll be in a big loss, right? So ඒ වගේ losses වෙන්න පුළුවන් අපි එවෙලෙන් එවෙලට ඒක විසඳුවේ නැත්තම්, right? As an entrepreneur. And also focus is pretty much needed. Focus is pretty much needed because now you're working. When you're working, you can't be thinking about anyone else, your girlfriend or your husband or anyone. If you're working, you have to focus. You have to focus. And also when you're with your family members, you can't be thinking about your work also. That's not going to be practical, because that particular time slot. Okay, mute කරගමු නේද?
හරි
Okay. So when you're actually working,
චිචි මාදවගේ ඔක්තෝබර් මාසෙනේ.
okay. Right. Thank you. Right. So when you actually work in, the focus matters a lot, right? Focus එක හරියට තියාගන්න ඕනේ. ඒ වැඩේ කරනකොට ඒ වෙලාවට, right? ඒක ඒ වෙලාවට. මේක තමයි ගොඩක් දෙනෙට තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ. ගොඩාක්ම තියෙන ප්‍රශ්නේ මේක. When you are actually working, you need to have the focus. You can't be thinking of meeting your boyfriend or your husband or your girlfriend while you're working, because පොඩි දෙයක් මිස් වුණොත්, වැඩ කරගෙන යනකොට පොඩි දෙයක් හරි මිස් වුණොත් ඒ ඉෆෙක්ට් එක දවස පුරාම තියෙනවා. එතකොට ඔයගලන්ට family time දෙන්න බෑ, balance කරගන්න බෑ ඔයගලන්ට, right? ඒ නිසා වැඩ කරනකොට focus එක දෙන්න. Being able to sacrifice your sleep has to be sacrificed. Sometimes, some of my friends actually sometimes blame me for not coming for parties, for not coming for some gatherings. I'm a very social person. I like to hang around with people, but there are certain times that we cannot actually gather. Not during the COVID season, I'm telling you, like COVID නැති වෙලාවට ඒ වෙලාවට අපිට party එකට අපිට gathering එකකට යන්න බැරි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද අපිට ඒව sacrifice කරන්න වෙන්න පුළුවන් if you want to be in a successful entrepreneurship journey. ඒක ටිකක් අමාරුයි. සමහරලාට සමහර යාළුවෝ නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්, ඒ දේවල් වෙන්න පුළුවන්. නමුත් ගොඩක්ම වෙලාවට we have to sacrifice certain things. හරි. දැන් ඊළඟට මම ඔයගලන්ට පොඩ්ඩි දෙයක් කියලා දෙන්න. Okay, how to choose the right business idea. Now you might be getting a lot of business ideas. When I came out from my full-time job, I was thinking I already had the business. පොඩියට තිබ්බ එක. නමුත් මම හිතුවා okay, now I have a lot of time, but what am I going to do? Right? So I get a lot of ideas. එතකොට මොකද්ද දැන් මම කරන්නේ, මොකක්ද දැන් මේ කරන්නේ කියලා මම හිතනවා. Then now you also the same. You may be getting an idea to start a store. එහෙම නැත්නම් products හදනවද, මොනවා හරි රට යවනවද, online store එකක් කරනවද, ගෙනල්ලා බඩු මෙහි විකුණනවද, එහෙම නැත්නම් tuition පටන් ගන්නවද, එහෙම නැත්නම් catering service එකක් පටන් ගන්නවද. You may be getting a lot of ideas. Yes, Dhananjay, what's your question? Dhananjay, you have a question. Okay, so how do you find out whether this idea actually helps you, whether this idea will actually be okay for you? right? So there's a method for that. You need to research. You need to find out so many facts before starting a particular business. Know your strengths and weaknesses. SWOT analysis එකක් කරලා බලන්න ඕනේ අපි මේ strengths මොනවාද weaknesses මොනවාද අපිට මොනවාද කරන්න පුළුවන් හරියට කියලා අපේ financial capability මොනවාද කියලා ඒ වගේ ගොඩාක් දේවල් අපි හොයන්න ඕනේ. And know the demand, right? What kind of products have the highest demand in Sri Lanka? What kind of product, if you want to send something abroad, for an example, if you want to send something to Australia, what's the highest demand? සමහරවිට අපි හදන form එකේ products ඒගොල්ලෝ කැමති නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. අන්තික සමහර packaging වලට ඒගොල්ලෝ allow කරන්න නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So there are some Middle East countries, they will not allow certain products. So you need to know that country's restrictions. You need to know that demand. Also, you need to know the policies and the country's restrictions in Sri Lanka. And also know that area. මේ area එකේ තමයි වැඩිපුරම demand එකක් තියෙන්නේ මේකට. එහෙම නැත්නම් හිතන්න කවුද වැඩිපුරම කියන්නේ ladies ලාද මේවා වැඩිපුර ගන්න gents ලාද මේවා වැඩිපුරම ගන්න always think about it, right? So as I told you, know the country's restrictions and rules, and there's a method to do this. I'm going to just show you a small demonstration on that. There's something called SUN method which I'm using. SUN method කියලා එක use කරනවා business idea එකකට විතරක් නෙමෙයි. අතරම ඕනම දෙයකට මම පාවිච්චි කරන SUN method එක. It's just like you need to draw a sun. And in the middle, you write down the exact point. Business, finding the exact business idea කියලා ලියන්නකෝ. දැන් මට ඕනම හරිම ව්‍යාපාරික අදහස හොයාගන්න. So අර ඉරක් අඳිනවා. ඉර කියන්නේ ඉර, right? So ඉර ඇඳලා මම පින්තූරේ දාලා තියෙනවා. There's a diagram. So inside the sun, you just write down the business idea. Finding the correct business idea. Then අර ඉරේ තියෙන race. So whatever the race, you write down all the business ideas that you get, right? So you write down all the business ideas here, right? So after that, out of the ideas that you get, you can write down all the pros and cons, whatever the ideas, more ideas that you get, මේ වගේ network එකක් වගේ හදන්න පුළුවන්, right? ඔක්කොම ideas ටික. ඊට පස්සේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ට decide කරන්න පුළුවන් මට මොකද්ද කරන්න පුළුවන් කියන එක. So this is one way to figure it out. Not even to get the best business idea. දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතන්නකො මම business එකක් හදාගත්ත idea එකක් හදාගත්ත කියලා. එතකොට business එකේ මැද ලියලා ඒකෙන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට එන ideas ඔක්කොම ටික මෙහෙම දාන්න. Whatever the ideas that you get. Okay? Now for an example, do you all see this? So this is the sun. So you draw a sun. Here you just say business idea, right? Business idea. Then you can, draw these lines. Then whatever the ideas that you get, you just write down. Everywhere you just write down. And from this idea also, you can get some more ideas. So put more arrows and just write down here. So this is actually a chart. This is actually a chart. Always use a whiteboard. Every entrepreneur need a whiteboard. It can be larger the better. ලොකු වෙන තරමට හොඳයි. මොකද ලොකු network එකක් ඔයගලන්ට කරන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයගලන්ට පුළුවන් you can take these large drawing papers also and just paste it on your wall. Blue stick දාලා හරි අලවලා මේ වගේ network එකක් හැම වෙලේම ලොකු area එකක තමන්ගේ ideas ලියන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. මේකෙම සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම ලියන්න පුළුවන් වෙනවා. හිතන්න නැති ideas එතකොට එනවා connect වෙනවා. The connection is there, right? Then what you can do is you can always number also. දැන් මේ වගේ ideas ටික you number. Okay, I'm going to do this first. This idea first, right? Then I'm going to do this idea second, this idea third, fourth. Likewise, you order කරගන්න, number කරගන්න. එතකොට prioritize කරගන්න පුළුවන්. මම මුලින්ම කරන්න ඕනේ මේක. If I want to start a business, the first thing that I have to do is do this, then do this, then do this. ඒ වගේ prioritize කරගන්න පුළුවන්. So that's one of the methods that I do, the SUN method. So you also can try it out, right? Definitely, it's a very, very effective one. Okay. there's something called great business idea evaluation form, right? ඒ කියන්නේ තමන් business එකක් කරන්න කලින් මේ questions ටික තමන්ගෙන් අහගන්න. Always question these things from you so that you can get a proper idea. Does the idea meet a real need or desire? Is there a real need in your area for people to buy a freezer? Suppose now you're planning to get down freezers from another country and you want to sell it. Now in the area freezers ගන්න උවමනාවක් මිනිස්සුන්ට ඇත්තටම තියෙනවද? Is there a desire? Or you want to start up a Louis Vuitton franchise store in Sri Lanka? Not in Sri Lanka. There are like එක එක area වල දාන්න හිතලා හිතන්නකෝ ඔයා හිතනවා ගල්ගමු area. You are in the Galgamo area and you are thinking about starting a Louis Vuitton franchise store there. Will it work out? No. So you always have to see whether that area or the people that you are planning, targeting, whether there's actually a need or a desire. ඊට වැඩි ඔයගොල්ලෝ food store එකක් දැම්මොත් ඒ වගේ area එකකට මොනවා හරි කෑම ಜಾති තියෙන එහෙම නැත්නම් supermarket එකක් හරි කියන්නේ mini supermarket would be a great idea in certain areas. The mini supermarket ranges ඔයගොල්ලෝ දාගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්, not large scale ones. Small mini supermarkets you can start in one area and then you can go on a network all over the country, right? So always think whether there's a real need, desire. Usually clothing, food, education, and weapons, of course. I don't want to discuss about that. Meva වැටෙන්නේ නැති businesses because everyone eats, everyone dresses, everyone wants education. Majority wants education. Either they will try to, professional level qualifications ගන්න මිනිස්සු කැමති. එහෙම නැත්නම් හැබැයි කෑම සහ ඇඳුම් කියන්නේ කවදාවත් වැටෙන්නේ නැති businesses. So think about it, right? What's new or different about the idea? So what is new? What's new about your idea? Are you copying someone else's idea? So why would that customer come to you rather than going to the original place? ඒක හිතන්න. Copy කරලා තේරුමක් නැහැ. You always have to have a different original idea. Otherwise, yes, people will come to you up to a certain level. එක කාලයක් වෙනකන් එයි. නමුත් ආය original එක හොඳයි කියලා තේරුණ ගමන් ඒක ඒ ටික නැති වෙනවා. So even if you start something, just change your strategy. පොඩ්ඩක් වෙනස් කරන්න. Who are your customers likely to be? ඒක ගැන හරිම idea එක තියෙන්න ඕනේ. Target කරන්නේ පොඩි ළමයින්වද? පොඩි ළමයින්ගේ products වලට වැඩිපුරම ඔයගොල්ලෝ target කරන්න ඕන අම්මලාව. The target has to be mothers because mothers are the people who actually decide on the kids products, right? අම්මලානේ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ළමයින්ගේ ගැන දැන් තාත්තලාට වැඩිය අම්මලා තමයි ගිහිල්ලා ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ බඩු ගන්නෙ. එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඇත්තටම target market එක even in Facebook you have to target women who are in the age of 25 to 50 වගේ අතරේ ඉන්න ladies ලා තමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ target කරන්න ඕනේ. එහෙම නැත්නම් පොඩිම ළමයින්ගේ baby products නා you have to target people ladies who are in between 20 to 35 range එකේ. ඒ නිසා හැම වෙලෙම target audience එක ඔළුවේ තියෙන්න ඕනේ. So what do you offer your customers that no one else does? ඇයි ඔයාගෙන්ම ගන්නෙ? ඇයි ඔයා ළඟට එන්න ඕනේ? There are like, okay, now for an example, there are so many pizza places, no? But why do people always buy from Pizza Hut? That's not even the original pizza. හරියටම pizza එක Italian pizza එක නෙමෙයිනේ Pizza Hut එකේ තියෙන්නේ. නමුත් Pizza Hut එකේ pizza එක නැතුව අමාරුයි. It happens like when you travel in other countries also, if you are not in a Pizza Hut, if you are in an Italian pizza store, ඒක හොඳටම තේරෙනවා නේද රහ වෙනසක් කියලා. ඇයි දැන් මිනිස්සු Coca-Cola මෙච්චර හොඳ නැහැ කියද්දී ඇයි මිනිස්සු Coca-Cola බොන්නේ? ඇයි Pepsi බොන්නේ? There has to be a reason. So they might be offering something different than what the others offer. So that part you need to find out in your business. මොකද්ද මට ඒගොල්ලන්ට වැඩි කරන්න පුළුවන්. දැන් හොඳම උදාහරණේ if you are following a clinic or a salon or somewhere, there are places that people tend to come rather than going to that salon. They will prefer to come to this salon or the clinic because might be the customer service. Entrance එකේදීම ඉඳලම ඒගොල්ලන්ට ලැබෙන acceptance වෙන්න පුළුවන්. Or else the background, the atmosphere, it can be a very convenient atmosphere. Or people want to relax. සමහරට ඔයගොල්ලෝ facial එකක් කරනවා වෙන්න පුළුවන් to a customer, but you're playing spa music so that the person can relax. So that's something additional that the other salon is not giving. So ඒවා තමයි වැදගත්, right? And how much are they willing to pay? Customers ලට කොච්චර ඔයගලන්ට ගෙවන්න පුළුවන්ද කියන එක බලන්න ඕනේ. So for an example, suppose you are making products, right? But you are targeting low income market. If you are targeting low income market, then you need to like focus on your packaging and your products. They can't be very expensive, right? Then they will not buy. එතකොට packaging ඔයගොල්ලෝ budget එකට හදාගෙන low income අයට හරියන විදිහට හදන්න ඕනේ. But if you are targeting the high end market, if they can pay well, you can always go for a higher budget in packaging and go for like classy super packaging, so that definitely they will buy. Right? So always think how much can your customers pay, how much they are willing to pay, right? Then who are your competitors? Competitors are important to know. Competitors like කවුද කියලා දැනගෙන ඉන්න එක වැදගත්. But you can't be disturbed by your competitors also. මේගොල්ලෝ මේක කරනවා ඒ නිසා මම මේක කරන්න ඕනේ, මේගොල්ලෝ මේක කරනවා ඒ නිසා එහෙම disturb වෙන්න බෑ. It's good to know that there are competitors and you have a competition. That's a good feeling. Then you are also motivated. Now see, like even within one company also, now if you have, now I have like a few branches, right? So every branch is also competitive. They are trying to get the maximum number of students than the other branch. So that's a good thing. You're creating a competition, right? The best branch get the best, because sometimes some lecturers might be teaching better than the others. Some teachers might be given more resources than the others. Their facilities might be changed, might be different, and they might be offering something special than the other branches. So many students go there. So that's what you need to find out. You always need to change things. You need to always offer better. ඇයි දැන් අර එක product එකක් ගත්තම මෙන්න මේක free කියලා තව දේවල් දෙන්නේ. ඒක trick එකක් නේ. ඔයගලන්ට දෙනවා එක product එකක්. ඔයගොල්ලෝ ගන්නවා product එක. ඒකට ඔයගලන්ට දෙනවා sample එකක් පොඩි free. So people feel very happy when you get something free, especially in Sri Lanka, right? මොකක් හරි දෙයක් free දෙන්න. නමුත් that's the biggest marketing trend that the company has applied on you. Indirectly, you don't know, okay, there's a sample. Okay, you are getting a scrub, but they are giving you a sample small bottle or a pack of cleanser with it. Sample pack. The eka gala, a cleanser eka hondai na, ඔගොල්ලෝ ඒක ගන්නවා product එක. නේද? It's a free gift. You think it's a free gift? No, it's not a free gift. It's a marketing strategy. So that's what you need to do. So what's the best thing about the idea? You can think about that also. මොකද්ද මේ idea එකේ තියෙන හොඳකම? හොඳම bestම features මොනවද කියන එක. ඒ වගේම මේකේ තියෙන weaknesses මොනවද? මේකේ තියෙන දුර්වලතා මොනවද කියලාත් ඔයගලන්ට හිතන්න පුළුවන්. කල්පනා කරන්න පුළුවන්. Right? It's very important. Okay, so what will be the biggest challenge? දැන් මේ idea එක business එකකට කරනකොට, when you are like changing the idea into a business, what will be the biggest challenge that you had faced? Money is something really difficult. මොකද ගොඩක් වෙලාවට අපිට තියෙන සල්ලි business එකකටම යොදවන්න බෑනේ. If we have kids, we have to like invest on their future. අපි mortgage කරලා තියෙනවා නම්, loans තියෙනවා නම් ඒවට ගෙවන්න තියෙනවා, වාහන maintain කරගන්න තියෙනවා, තව අසනීප තියෙනවා නේ, ඒව බලන්න ඕනේ. So එතකොට කොහොමද අපි මේවා face කරගන්නේ? මේ challenges face කරගන්න. Always don't rush කරගන්න එපා. දැන් හිතන්න මට ලක්ෂ 4ක වගේ equipment එකක් ගන්න තියෙනවා ලබන මාසේ. නමුත් it's very difficult for me to buy that equipment next month. But that's all right. Give it some time. Buy it within another 2-3 months. Don't get stuck. Stuck වුණාම stressful. Stressful වුණාම business කරන්න අමාරුයි. ගොඩාක් අමාරුයි. දැන් අද budget එක අමාරු නම් prioritize කරගන්න ඔයාගේ වැඩ ටික මේ දේවල් විතරක් මම මේ මාසෙදි කරනවා. Rather than being, we're really stressful and, you don't want to actually do that this month. But after 2 months or 3 months, when you have enough money, you can go for it. ගොඩක් rush වෙලා ණය වෙලා දිගට එක කරගන්න ලොකුවට try කරොත් එතකොට තමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ fail වෙන්නේ. Right? So you need to have patience to go slow, right? And okay, how long will it take to get a company up and running? සමහරලාට දැන් ඔයගලන්ට අද business එකක් පටන් ගන්න ඕන වුණාට එහෙම කරන්න බැරි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. For an example, now I started this online store. It's a platform for my students who pass out from the institute to sell their products. But there are so many government restrictions. There are so many business restrictions. Slowing down the process, but we have to get everything sorted out before we come into the practice properly. හරියට මේක කරන්න ඕන නිසා කිසිම දෙයක් ප්‍රශ්නයක් නොවි කරන්න නිසා කාලය යනවා. right? ඒ නිසා ඒ කාලේ දෙන්න වෙනවා. right? ඒක තමයි ඔයගලන්ට වැදගත්. Always have 1 or 2 businesses, maximum 3 businesses with you. එකකින් profit එනකන් අනිත් එකකින් ඇලිලා ඉන්න. එක business එකක් කවදාවත් කරන්න යන්න එපා. හැබැයි don't get too confused and start everything. That's also difficult. Then you can't focus on one. කියන්නේ එකකට හරියට focus එක දෙන්නත් බෑ. නමුත් හැම වෙලේම as an entrepreneur, if you are into product manufacturing, try to run a salon also. Try to maybe start a tuition also. Try to do something different. Maybe another industry. එකම industry එකේ businesses කීපයක් පටන් ගන්න එපා. Industries කීපයක business එකක් තුනක් වගේ ඔයගලන්ට පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන්. මොකද සමහර කාල තියෙනවා. There are some periods some businesses will not give you money. For an example, December and April, people don't want to study. They only want to buy clothes or they want to go on shopping. Right? So education institutes have the minimum amount of income in those 2 months. So how do they survive then? How do they pay the salaries? How do they pay the rent for the businesses, the buildings and all that? So that's why we need to have few other businesses at one time. Okay, so right, මෙතන ගොඩාක් තියෙනවා. I think most importantly, you have to think whether this is something that you really want to do. මේක ඇත්තටම Tamanට කරන්න ඕන දෙයක්ද? ඒ වගේ ගොඩාක් ideas එන්න පුළුවන්. Even I get like so many ideas and I think, okay, this is not something that I really want to do. This does not match me. මේක මට හරියන්නේ නැහැ. ඒ කියන්නේ මේ දේ මට එතකොට ටිකට කරගෙන යන්න බෑ. If I really want to do something only, I will do commitment, right? Okay. Okay, so working super hard is the key. There's nothing called luck. අපි චුට්ටක් මේක බලලා ඉමු. I think ගොඩක් කතා කරන නිසා අපි චුට්ටක් මේක බලමු. පොඩි idea එකක් ගන්න. Okay, do you all see this video? Video එකක් පේනවද? Okay, great. Thank you.
Hi, doctor. I think the video does not have a sound. Maybe you can play the sound as well.
Okay. I'm not sure why the sound is not playing. Okay. Can you hear me now? I think the original sound was off. Okay. The video was about the Tesla company, how he started. So he explains like how he worked more hours when others were sleeping. He and his brother were sleeping in a couch in the workplace. It was not a proper workplace. එක පොඩි ගයක් කියන්නේ චූටි couch එකක නිදාගත්තේ. ගෙදර ගියෙත් නැහැ වැඩ කරේ එතනම ඉඳලා කියන එක. දැන් අද වෙද්දි ඒගොල්ලෝ ඉන තත්ත්වය ඔයගොල්ලෝ දන්නවා. So working super hard is the key. That's what Elon Musk is trying to say. ඒක තමයි ඒකේ අදහස අපි ඉතුරු ටිකට යමු. Okay. Okay, so how do you find the exact audience, right? Then Mama make ahua gisati atarama. Do you all see the PowerPoint presentation again? Yeah. Okay. So Mama gisati atarama kenegen ahua who was willing to start up a business. What's your target audience? Then she told me my target audience is everyone. This is a wrong answer for an entrepreneur. You need to know your target audience exactly. හරියටම දැනගන්න ඕනේ. The Facebook boosting එකක් දාන්න ගියත් even if you are trying to do a Facebook boosting, you need to know your target audience exactly. The age, the gender, where they live, what are their interests, all these things you need to know. හරියටම වයස ඒගොල්ලෝ ගෑනු කෙනෙක්ද පිරිමි කෙනෙක්ද ඉන්න ලොකේෂන් එක ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ඉන්ට්‍රස්ට් මේවා ඔක්කොම දැනගන්න ඕනේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ ප්‍රොඩක්ට් එක හරි සර්විස් එක හරි සෙල් කරන්න. That's how you find out your target audience, right? So the question, if you ask what is your target audience and if you say all, I'm targeting everyone, all Sri Lankans in all areas, in all age groups, that's wrong. You're not going to get any business. But if you say 30 to 40-year-old ladies who like to shop from supermarkets, who drive, right? Then you're narrowing down your target audience, right? You're narrowing down your target audience. So ඒ විදිහට හැම වෙලේම හිතන්න age group එක මොකද්ද, gender එක මොකද්ද, ඉන්නේ කොහෙද, ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ interest, ඒගොල්ලෝ කරන දේවල් ඒව අනුව තමයි ඔයාගේ product එක ඔයගොල්ලන්ට sell කරගන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් service එක sell කරගන්න පුළුවන්. Always think that. Right? So first you had to think about your customers. Who are they? Their gender, their age, their marital status. ඒ කියන්නේ marry කරලාද නැද්ද? ඒ වගේ දේවල් කල්පනා කරන්න පුළුවන්. බබාලා ඉන්න අයද බබාලා නැති අයද? income එක කොහොමද? මොකක්ද ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ job එක, career එක මොකක්ද? What's their education level, ethnicity, hobbies මොනවාද, interest මොනවාද? All these things matter when you're thinking of your target audience. Now if you're selling a whitening cream, suppose you are selling a whitening cream, a natural whitening cream, what would be your target audience? So you have to actually target people from 20 to 35, ladies, more likely who are working, especially celebrities, actors, actresses, and models mainly. Then after that, because they want to maintain themselves, and also housewives. Those who are at home also want to use a lot of whitening creams. So then target audience දෙකක් ඉන්නවා. Working crowd එකට whitening cream සමහරට ගන්න වෙලා නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. But they might like an anti-aging cream after coming back home. They might want to use a mask, anti-aging mask, or a regenerating mask, or something, a night cream they might want. So if they are target කරගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. Interest මොනවද කියන එක, right? And where do they live? Very important, whether they live in the city area or whether they are in a rural area. Rural area එකක ඉන්න කෙනෙක්ට creams ගන්නවට වැඩිය තව ප්‍රධාන අවශ්‍යතා තියෙනවානේ. ඒ නිසා always think if it's a city also, like what are the areas that you are targeting to sell a product. If you are targeting the high-end customers, then you can sell it to a high price. But if you are targeting far away, ටිකක් ඈත තැනක ඔයගලන්ට සමහරවිට ඔයගලන්ට ඒක තේරෙන්නේ නැති. දැන් ඔයගලන් ගන්න එකම food city එක වුණත් එකම ආපිකෝ එක කියලා හිතන්නකො food city එක කියන්නකො there are so many food cities in Sri Lanka no, but some දැන් හිතන්න අර මේ chocolate ජාති සමහර chocolate ජාති සමහර කොළඹ වල food city වල තියෙනවා. But when you go to like a little far away places, when you go and ask for the same product, that might not be available in those places. So buying capacity එක තියෙනවා කියලා හිතන්න ඕනේ ඒ area එක අනුව. So these things are very important, right? And why do they want your product? ඇයි ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ product එක ඕනේ? මොනවටද ඒගොල්ලන්ට මේ product එක ඕනේ? ඒක ගැන ඔයගොල්ලෝ හොඳට දැනුවත් වෙන්න ඕනේ. When are they likely to purchase? This is also very important. ගොඩක්ම ළමයි salary work කරන අය නම් jobs කරන අය නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ දැනගන්න ඕනේ ඒගොල්ලෝ වැඩිපුරම purchase කරන්නේ after 25th no salary එකෙන් පස්සේ. So salary එකේ ඉඳලා first week එක වෙනකන් තමයි ඒගොල්ලෝ purchase කරන්නේ. After 25th of a particular month, the first week only they will purchase, because from the second week onwards ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ ළඟ අතේ තියෙන සල්ලි අඩු වෙනවානේ. Right? අර මුල සතියේ ඒගොල්ලෝ බය නැතුව purchase කරනවා because they feel that they are rich, they have money on hand, they will purchase. So ඔයගොල්ලෝ Facebook boosting hari advertisements hari කරන්න ඕනේ වැඩිපුරම ඒ කාලේ අතරතුර so that they will buy. Right? And what are their buying behaviors? Behaviors change කරන්නත් පුළුවන්. We can influence. Sometimes a person actually don't want to buy something. මොනවා හරි service එකක් හරි product එකක් හරි ඇත්තටම කරන්න ඕනේ හරි දෙයක් කරන්න ඕනේ හරි ඇත්තට මේක ඕන් නැති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. But ඕගලන්ට පුළුවන් ඒ කෙනාට ඒක ගන්න influence කරන්න. ඕගලගේ advertisements හරියටම කරගන්න ඕනේ. Even small advertisements that you do, they have to be catchy, they have to be emotional, they have to directly tell the message. ඒකෙන් influence කරගන්න පුළුවන්. So all these things really matter a lot. Right? So your business plan කියන එක ඔයගලන්ට අවුරුදු 5ක් වෙද්දි මම මෙතනට එනවා. In 5 years I'm coming here, in 10 years I'm coming here. You can do projections. First year I'm going to do this, second year I'm going to do this, third year I'm going to do this, fourth year I'm going to do this, fifth year I'm going to do this, or a 5-year plan. Okay. But usually I don't have that business plan. I don't have it. But I do have a 1-year plan. Every year I buy a new book. Every year I buy a new book. And on that new book, I can make a January 1 ඉඳලා තමයි වැඩ කරන්නේ. නමුත් ඒ book එක or a diary you can buy. So this book is there. ඒ පොතේ ඉස්සරහා තියෙනවනේ සුදු empty කොලයක් cardboard එක වගේ එක. ඒකේ මම ලියනවා 31st of December. Every year 31st of December I write down certain plans. මම 10ක් වගේ ලියනවා. ලියලා ඒකට මම වැඩ කරනවා. ඒ පොත තියාගෙන මම මේ අවුරුද්දම වැඩ කරනවා. So I last year 31st also I wrote down so many things, about 8 or 10 were there. ඊට පස්සේ දැන් ඒ year එකේම මට කරන්න පුළුවන් දේවල් මම ඒ පොතේ ලියනවා ඔක්කොම ideas. Whenever I remember, like as an entrepreneur, whenever you get ideas, you need to write down in that book. Always maintain that book, because you might forget. Your brain is very fast. හරිම ස්පීඩ් එකෙන් වැඩ කරන ඔළුවක් entrepreneur කෙනෙක්ට තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට යාර දැන් එන idea එක ඊළඟට තව චුට්ටකින් අමතක වෙන්න පුළුවන්. You might forget it very soon. Right? So always remember ඒව ලියා ගන්න. right? එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලෝ අර කොලේ දැන් ලියුවා ඒකට වැඩ කරනවා. දැන් මේ මුළු අවුරුද්දම ඊළඟට January 1st ඉඳලා ආයි මේ අවුරුද්දේ January 31st වෙනකම්ම December 31st වෙනකම්ම ඔයගොල්ලෝ වැඩ කරනවා. This whole year you are working and you are writing down everything on that book. And on 31st of this year, you can turn the book again and tick everything that you have completed. Whatever you have not completed, that goes to the next year book. Eva additional. එතකොට මම ඊළඟ අවුරුද්දේ 10ට ලියන 10ට මෙතන කරගන්න බැරුණු දෙකක් තුනක් තියෙනවනේ ඒකත් ඇඩ් වෙනවා. හැබැයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ කරලා බලන්න මේ method එක. It's actually working. When you write down things on a particular book and you always see that book, ඔයගොල්ලෝ අරිනවනේ මේක අරිනකොට අරක පෙරිලා තමයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ අරගෙන යන්නේ. So always that works. අර law of attraction, I don't know what exactly it is. You want it so bad, you're working hard for it. If you wanted a good vehicle, 1 or 2 vehicles this year, you write it down and you work really hard for it. Unless you don't get it from your parents' budget, if you are actually working hard for it. ඒක ඊළඟ මේ අවුරුද්දේ අන්තිමට ඔයගොල්ලන් ටික් එකක් දාලා තියෙනවනේ, that means you have really worked hard this year. එතකොට ඊළඟ අවුරුද්දේ targets ටික ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඊළඟ පොතේ ලියනවා. That's how the business plan also works. So මේ විදිහට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඒ අවුරුද්ද දාලා මම මේ තැන්වලදී මම ඊළඟ අවුරුද්දේ බිල්ඩින් එකකට යනවා, ඊළඟ අවුරුද්දේ මම UGC approval ගන්නවා, එහෙම හිතලා කරන්න පුළුවන්. එහෙම නැත්නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ හිතනවා export license එක අරගෙන මම export කරන්න ගන්නවා. ඒ වගේ මේ අවුරුද්දෙන් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට හිතන්න පුළුවන්. මේ අවුරුද්දේ මම factory එකක් හදා ගන්නවා. ඊට පස්සේ export license ගන්නවා. මම මේ රටවල වලට යවනවා. Likewise, you can have 5 years. Always need to now. This I actually always tell my students also to have the 5 years plan generated and keep it. Always when you are working for a plan එකක් තියෙන්න ඕනේ, right? So as I told you, can be 5 years, 10 years with projections. Projections කරන්න පුළුවන් මේ කාලෙදී මේ දේවල් වෙනවා. So as I told you, I do a 1 year simple plan on 31st of December every year, and then working hard for that particular points through that year. Okay, financing, very important. Financing විදි දෙකකට කරන්න පුළුවන්. One is you can actually start small. Okay, whatever the money you have, දැන් හිතන්නකෝ 5000න් 10000න් business පටන් ගන්න පුළුවන්. තමන් ළඟ තියෙන මුදලෙන් පටන් අරගෙන හිමීට යනවා. ලොකු rush එකක් නැහැ. හිමීට යනවා. හැබැයි profits එන විදිහට වැඩ කරනවා. Investment හරියට කරගෙන. If not, you can always ask for funding also from other people, from other companies, from other people. You can ask for funding, but then you have to share your profit. Remember that. Funding ගන්නවා නම් ඔයගොල්ලන්ට profit එකකුත් දෙන්න ඕනේ. තව directors ලව ඔයගොල්ලන්ට company එකට දා ගන්න පුළුවන්. ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ shares එතකොට ඒගොල්ලන් සල්ලි දානවා ඔයගොල්ලෝ ආයි දෙන්න ඕනේ. So that also you can do. It depends on the business. ලොකුවටම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට පටන් අර ගන්න ඕන නම් ඔයගොල්ලන් දැන් supermarket chain එකක් දානවා නම් තනියෙන් කරන්න බෑනේ. So you can always ask for funding. But then again, හරියට හැම දෙයක්ම clear clarify කරගෙන legally ඒකට හරියට කරගන්න ඕනේ. But if you're starting small, පොඩියට ගෙදරදී නම් ඔයගොල්ලෝ කරගන්න තමන්ට තියෙන මුදලින් පටන් ගන්න. එතකොට තේරෙනවා ටිකක් කාලයක් යනකොට ඔයගලන්ට මේකට ඉන්වෙස්ට් කරන්න පුළුවන් සල්ලිත් වැඩි, profits උත් වැඩිපුර එනවා කියන එක. Start small. Okay, if not you can sorry, you can ask for funding also. There are actually funding request forms. Funding request කරන ලියුම් ලියන්න පුළුවන්. forms තියෙනවා. ඔයගොල්ලෝ අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ඔයගොල්ලෝ funding request කරනකොට ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ business එක ගැන මුලින්ම introduction එකක් දෙන්න ඕනේ. You have to give an introduction about the business. What kind of business you are, what are you doing, what are you supplying, what the customers are getting, right? And in 5 years time, where do you want to reach? ඒකත් කියන්න ඕනේ ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ මුලින්ම introduction එකේ. ඊට පස්සේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ කියන්න ඕනේ කොච්චර funding ප්‍රමාණයක් ඔයගොල්ලෝ ඉල්ලනවාද? ඔයගොල්ලෝ කැමතිද ගන්න? ඊට පස්සේ ගන්න funding එක මොනවටද use කරන්නේ? How will you use the funding, right? For what purpose you will be using? Now, if you want to, suppose now you want to start a factory and you want to buy some machinery and you want to get it down from China. China වලින් මොන හරි ටිකක් ගන්න ඕනේ කියලා හිතන්නකො machines. ඒක එකපාරට ගන්න බැරි වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඔයගොල්ලෝ funding එකට ඉල්ලනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් බැංකුවකට ගිහලා loan එකක් apply කරනවා කියලා හිතන්න. එතනදිත් ඔයගොල්ලෝ letter එකක් දෙන්න ඕනේ. ඇයි ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේකට apply කරන්නේ? මොකද්ද මේ සල්ලි වලින් කරන්නේ කියලා, right? So you can say I am going to get down a machine which can make about 2000 masks per day. Face mask හදනවා කියලා හිතන්නකෝ. මෙහෙම දාන එක නෙමෙයි. Beauty mask මං කියන්නේ. So you can make beauty masks. You can make about 2000 beauty masks when you purchase a machine. For that you are asking for funding. ඔයගොල්ලන් මේක ලියන්න ඕනේ, right? ඊට පස්සේ ඔයගොල්ලන් මේ ටික තමයි ගොඩක්ම mainly ඉන්නේ. හොඳට ආයි කියවන්න. කියවලා මේක submit කරන්න පුළුවන්. You can send this to several people. You can give it to like financial companies. You can give it to even your friends who are having other companies. They might want to invest in you. That was Shark Tank. එහෙම කියලා කරන්නේ තමන්ගේ business වලට මම හිතා ලංකාවේ තත් පවුර එහෙම program එකක් යනවානේ. එතකොට ඒ වගේ තමන්ගේ business වලට funding දෙනවා. හරියටම තමන්ගේ idea එක හොඳම idea එකක් නම් ඒකට funding දෙනවා. Right? That also you can do. Right. So selling your story, it's very important. There can be so many food stalls, there can be so many clothing places, there can be so many institutes. But why do you think only few are successful? නමුත් ඔක්කොම successful නෑනේ. ඒකට හේතුව තමන්ට තමන්ගේ business එක හරියට sell කරගන්න පුළුවන් වෙන්න ඕනේ. As an entrepreneur, you should be able to sell. Right? You can be like really qualified. You need to have good knowledge on your business also. In education institute එකක් වගේ නිකන් පටන් ගන්න බෑ. තමන්ට qualifications නැත්තම් knowledge එක නැත්තම් ඒ courses සම්බන්ධයෙන්. ඒ වගේම clothing සම්බන්ධවත් you can't අර නිකන් ගෙදර පටන් ගන්න ආසාව නිසා පටන් ගන්න කෙනෙක්ට වඩා clothing ගැන materials ගැන හරියට ඉගෙන ගත්ත කෙනෙක්. එතකොට export import ගැන හරියට දැනගත්ත කෙනෙක්. ඒ වගේ සම්බන්ධ කියන්නේ business management ගැන ඉගෙන ගත්ත කෙනෙක්ට ඒක පොඩ්ඩක් කියන්නේ ඉගෙන ගන්නවා කියන්නේ qualification නෙමෙයි, right? You go to internet and see, you read books, very important. Reading books කියවම මතක් කරේ as an entrepreneur විනාඩි 15ක් නැත්නම් විනාඩි 20ක් දවසට කියවන්නම ඕනේ. You need to read people and people their stories. මේ වගේ පොත් ඔයගලන්ට එකතු කරගන්න. මොකද entrepreneur කෙනෙක් කියන්නේ කියවන්න ඕනේ. But මේ නවකතා වගේ පොත් කියවන එක නෙමෙයි මං කියන්නේ එක දවසට එක page දෙකක් වුණත් කමක් නැහැ. You need to be motivated, right? Motivational videos බලන්න අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම පොත් කියවන්න. It's very important because sometimes they can give you answers. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ ඉන්න ප්‍රශ්නයකට ඒගොල්ලන්ට වෙන විදිහකට උත්තරයක් දෙන්න පුළුවන් through that book or through that video. So that's why you need to read different stories of different entrepreneurs. It's very important. So in my case, as I said, I started in a hut where there was no roof එකක්වත් නැති. රතු පාට සිමෙන්ති තියෙන පොළොවක තමයි පටන් ගත්තේ. නමුත් ඒ හතර දෙනාම පටන් ගත්ත මුලම හතර දෙනාම ලංකාවේ සහ ෆ්‍රාන්ස් ඒ වගේ වෙන රටවල් ගොඩක හොඳම levels වල ඉන්න හතර දෙනෙක්. ඊට පස්සේ අපි දිගටම මේක කරගෙන ගියා. We did not stop. Like සමහරලාට හිතෙනවා මේක නවත්තන්න ඕනේ කියලා, but then you have to come back. නවත්තන්න බෑ, එක දිගට ඇදගෙන යන්න පුළුවන්කම තියෙනවා. Otherwise no business will. Why do you think Mrs. Otara is this successful as a retailer in online shopping when there are so many other ladies? Because of consistency, because of a passion. පටන් ගත්තේ කාර් එකේ පිටිපස්සේ දාලා කියලානේ. She's always saying that. Very humble, she's always saying that. පිටිපස්සේ කාර් එකේ තමයි මේක පටන් ගත්තේ කියලා. නමුත් අද වෙද්දී කොච්චර ලොකුවටද ඔඩෙල් එක තියෙන්නේ සහ ඊට පස්සේ again her other businesses. So මේ වගේ stories ඇත්තටම හුඟක් වැදගත්. මොකද මේවෙන් අපිට ගන්න දේවල් තියෙනවා. හැබැයි එකම දේ තමයි we can't be them. You can't be Otara or you can't be anyone else. You are you. Your way is different. You can't copy someone and become that person. You have to follow your passion. You have to follow your own way. So the way that we started, as you can see, this is where we are now. This is our last graduation. So we have so many students passing out from the institute. And also not stopping there under the IICA, we've started few other businesses as well. So මම හිතන්නේ මේ ඇවිල්ලා ගොඩක් මහන්සි වෙලා. දැන් ඔයගලන්ට පේන රිසල්ට් එක. ඒතකොට රිසල්ට් එක පෙවුනම හිතනවා එක්ක ලක් එක එහෙම නැත්නම් මොකක් හරි අපිට උදව් කරනවා ඇති ඉන්ෆ්ලුවන්ස් කරනවා ඇති නෑ. මේ උදේ 2 ඉඳලා නැගිටගෙන කරන මහන්සිය ළමයි sometimes හැඬෙනවා, right? You feel like crying because your baby is up and I'm feeding the baby, I'm with the laptop sometimes. සමහර ළමයව කකුලේ දාලා නිදි කර මේ පැත්තේ laptop එකේ proposals type කරන වෙලාවල් තියෙනවා. සමහර lessons හදන වෙලාවල් තියෙනවා. නමුත් ඔයගලන්ට පේන්නේ කියන්නේ අන්තිමට entrepreneur කෙනෙක්ගේ පේන්නේ result එක විතරයි. right? මේ journey එක ආවේ කොහොමද කියන එක ඒක කවුරුත් කතා කරන්නේ නැහැ. සහ ඒක highlight කරන්න උවමනාවක් නැහැ. මේ journey එක අමාරුයි. නිකන් නම් කිසිම දෙයක් ලැබෙන්නේ නැහැ. No one's going to give you no one's going to give you students. මොකද දැන් තරම situation එක දැන් අපි ටිකක් successful වුණාට පස්සේ there are so many places who will hurt you, who will actually blackguard you. ඇවිල්ලා social media වල කතා කරනවා යම්කිසි status එකක් හදාගත්තට පස්සේ හැම business එකම මම කියන්නේ හැම position එකකටම criticism පටන් ගන්නවා. How are they doing this? Right? එහෙම කියලා. නමුත් ඕගොල්ලෝ ඕගොල්ලන්ගේ job එක හරියට කරනවා නම්, if you are giving the maximum to your students, if you are actually giving the maximum to your customers, මේ criticism කොයි වෙලේක හරි ඒ කියන්නේ අඩු වැඩි වෙනවා. Right? ඒක නවතිනවා ආයි වෙන කට්ටිය වෙනම criticize කරනවා. That does not matter. කවුරු හරි copy කරනවා නම් සහ criticize කරනවා කියන්නේ එතනින්ම ඔයගොල්ලෝ ටිකක් සතුටු වෙන්න ඕනේ. Okay, you are at that position that people are trying to criticize you. People are talking about you. ඒ කියන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ business එක යම්තාක් දුරට හොඳ තැනකට ඇවිල්ලා. So I think I've discussed so many things. Hopefully, I think you can grab something out of it to run your business. And if you have any other questions also, you can ask me now.
Thank you, Dr. Tilney, for sharing your expertise and instilling an innovative spirit within us. I would now like to start the interactive Q&A session with Dr. Tilney. Before that, please note, as we have full capacity today, we have to schedule our interactive Q&A session separately to the speaker's session in order to ensure that we have a timely and effective session for everyone. Okay, so we can start off the Q&A session with this question. So one of our participants asked, there's a current trend in the Sri Lankan working pattern where employees are changing to entrepreneurs due to the current political situation. What is the best thing to plan for this change?
Yes, I totally agree. People, due to the current political situation, due to the country's current situation, actually, so many people have lost their jobs also during the pandemic season. And so many are leaving the country as well. So no one feels safe, and they also want to be financially stable for their children or for their family. So I think it's a good thing. It's a good thing, so that so many entrepreneurs are coming up, so many businesses are coming up. But again, as I told you, the consistency has to be maintained. It has to be kept. Otherwise, so many businesses come up, so many businesses will close down. So you need to first have that ability to take the risk. Just because the country's situation is not good, just because of the politicians are not helping out, you cannot start a business. Mainly to become financially stable, yes, but with passion only you can, continue a business.
Sure.
Because end of the day, sometimes I feel like I have not got support from any government, any party, any department. I have not got any support, right? But still, I feel like if you work hard for something for a certain time period, a business can be successful. So just don't start, continue it.
Thank you, Dr. Tilani. Okay, I would like to open the floor now to anyone who has a question. Please, we'll do this in a one by one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you very much. And Dr. Tilani, thank you very much, because I should be thankful to you because my wife is in your program. So
okay.
she's in your program. So actually, as the husband, so I see your programs, I think you are conducting it in a very effective way. I should be thankful to you. And I can see very great enthusiasm. She's very enthusiastic now. So now she's also going to be an entrepreneur. So I should be, as the husband, I should be thankful to you first thing, madam. So yeah, okay. So, and also, madam, if you can talk little about like yes, there are business ideas. Like how to filter the best idea, because we'll be having 1,001 ideas, but we have to rationalize, and we have to function. We have to see what is the we have to comparatively see the what is the most effective one, and the best thing is the most profitable one. So finding the most profitable one actually while changing the environment, because sometimes one business idea will create an opportunity, but maybe after 2-3 months it may be changing due to the macro economical changes. So can you little explain about it, madam? Finally, thank you very much.
Yes. Okay, if I put it in this way, now you see profitable businesses for the moment, because now the government has like restricted things coming from other countries. So there's a high tendency of, there are opportunities for people to, produce cosmetics, beauty products, even food products, and send abroad. So these days, I feel like the highest tendency is towards that. That's why I also get a lot of students, because they want to learn something to produce, because makeup is not coming in anymore, right? So very difficult to find good branded products. Perfume, very difficult to find the brand, because last week I wanted to get my favorite perfume. It was not available in Sri Lanka. So it's not coming here anymore. So this is a problem. But it's a problem. It's not a problem. It's an opportunity for Sri Lankan market. So the market is created. You need to come up with more productions these days rather than services. Products, more products, because there's a scarcity. Like you can just fill in that scarcity. Certain food is not available. Certain chocolate is not coming in, right? But can't we make chocolate here? Can we make beauty products here? Can. Because we actually, while I was living in Australia, I started teaching this program, and to demonstrate the videos, I could not find any ingredient. I had to get down the most available ingredients from eBay. But in Sri Lanka, if you go to an Ayurvedic drugstores, even in your garden, you can find out so many medicinal related, beauty related ingredients. So we are really lucky to be in this country. So I think most profitable. And the other thing is this: whatever the business it is, it's your ability to make it profitable also. Then only someone will tell, okay, that's a profitable business. I also need to start. Because when I started this, there were no profitable Ayurvedic institutes. But now people see this is profitable and they keep on starting. But not all of them are successful. They are failing because they can't maintain, right? So it's your ability to make a particular business also profitable, so that others will take example and start. That's also there. And also always look into the government restrictions and the country's resources. Very important. If you can, now for an example, we can't get down shea butter now these days. It's very difficult. So why can't coconut is readily available in Sri Lanka? Why can't we make coconut butter? Because if you make coconut butter, there are so many students and so many people who would want to buy it to make beauty products. So always think about the resources, the restrictions in the country. And I believe you can make any business profitable if you really want to.
Thank you, Dr. Tilani. Would there be any other questions?
I actually saw one question in the chat. English හදාගන්න මොනද business එකක් run කරන්න කියලා. Is it okay if I answer that?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. So English is important. ඉංග්‍රීසි නැතුව යම් කිසි දුරකට යන්න පුළුවන්. අපි ඉන්නේ චයිනා වල නෙමෙයි. අපි ඉන්නේ ඉංග්‍රීසි හොඳට කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් රටක. සාමාන්‍යයෙන් අපේ এডুকেෂන් සිස්ටම් එකේ ඉන්දියාව වගේම ලංකාවේ මිනිස්සු පිට රටවල් වලට ගිහලා හොඳට ඉංග්‍රීසි කතා කරනවා. චයිනා වගේ රටවල් නෙමෙයි අපි. එතකොට ඉංග්‍රීසි කියන දේ හදාගත යුතු දෙයක්. මොකද එක ලෙවල් එකක් එනවා අපි ඉන්ටර්නැෂනල් පාර්ට්නර්ස්ලා කනෙක්ට් කරගන්නකොට ඉංග්‍රීසි නැති වුණොත් ඉංග්‍රීසි පුළුවන් තැනක ඉන්න කම්පිටිටර් කෙනෙක්ට ඒ ඔපචුනිටි එක ලැබෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ වගේ ප්‍රශ්න ඇති වෙන්න පුළුවන්. So English is important in certain conditions. But to run a business එක හොඳටම කරන්න motivate කරන්න ඉංග්‍රීසි ඕනේ නැහැ. නමුත් ඒකට ඕනේ motivation එකයි drive එකයි ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ හැකියාවේ ඔක්කොම ඕනේ. නමුත් ඉංග්‍රීසි ඕන තැන් තියෙනවා. ඒ තැන් වලට ඔයගොල්ලන් face කරගන්න බැරිනොත් if you can't face those places the international partnership එකක් ගහනවා කියලා හිතන්නකෝ. ඒ වෙලාවට ඔයගොල්ලන් ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් කතා කරගෙන හරියට explain කරගන්න බැරිනොත් ඒගොල්ලෝ ඔයගොල්ලන් proposal එක reject කරනවානේ. So that's why English is important.
Thank you, Dr. Tilani. One of our viewers had asked for book recommendations. Is there any recommendation that you'd like to say?
I don't have a lot of books, but whatever the books, I have about 10 to 15 books, but I keep on repeating, like I read them again and again, and not even like, I don't read the whole book also. I read lines. I read headlines. Sometimes I have highlighted things. So this is actually Innovators, right? The book is called Innovators. Walter Isaacson. So there are so many books that you can read, so many books that you can find. Always read about people and their stories, how they overcame the problem. So I don't have a book list, but whenever I go to a bookshop, I tend to buy books. And also I actually don't read the whole book at all. I only read 15 minutes, maximum 20 minutes, here and there highlighted, and I read lines which can motivate me. That really helps.
Thank you, Dr. Tilani. Another question asked by Gihan. What were the marketing strategies which you had used to attract prospective students prior to being successful? Facebook, banners, newspaper?
Okay, it's a good question. I actually did free workshops. My initial stage, it was all free. I did so many free workshops. I was attached to, and also I got the opportunity to be on TV as a guest doctor for a particular pharmaceutical company. So through that, actually people got to know me, and also I created small awareness building programs, even small posts, even advertisements, which actually people want to find out information about. Now you want to do a facial at home. So if you can write down something like that, so that attracts people. It's not always about money, right? It's not always about money, but you can always create that database, create that base by starting with something free, because people always like free things, right?
Thank you, Dr. Tilani. Is there anyone else who would like to ask a question?
Thank you, madam, for this opportunity, because I think so many. It's a very interactive session as well. I have been employee and trying to get into this entrepreneur. I also need to tell I have been in the UK for like 8 years and came back like 4 years back to Sri Lanka and start something. Last 2 years, there have so many changes in the market. Digital market came in place, and so many smart digital system business came into the place as well. With this sudden demand, also there is a vacuum in Sri Lanka as well. But I think the market is not functioning properly because it depends on the demand also. So how we can how we can use this sudden demand as an opportunity?
Yes, it's a good question as well. It's like this. There is a high demand and there are so many people who can cater this also. But then again, the certain companies or certain people are not willing to take the risk, because this is a period that people are trying to save, not invest on businesses. They don't want to take the risk and start something by their own, because they think the money that they have saved for their children or for their family will be wasted. But as I always say, you have to take the risk and come on, because there is an opportunity created already. It's already there. So what you need to do is first take the risk and come on ground and see. But don't exactly waste a lot of money. Also start small and then develop. But suppose it's beauty industry, beauty product industry. Okay, recently now I'm a person who use makeup. So there are certain brands that I use. So I go to the store and ask for these certain brands, and they are not available in Sri Lanka at the moment. So what do? Then what I did was, I actually trained my students, right? Now I conduct certificate and diploma level programs in Ayurvedic beauty product and drug manufacturing. So in the diploma level, what I did was, I got the training to make mineral makeup, right? Mineral makeup using minerals, making eyeshadows, even lipstick, foundations, primers, everything. And I actually taught my students, right? There are now so many students as manufacturers, they are coming up with their own makeup kits and selling their products, which are natural makeup. And it's actually not that expensive as the branded makeup. And it's actually healthy, no side effects at all. It's not going to ruin your face, right? It's all natural, because it's all natural mineral makeup. There, by the time, it was only one company who was supplying mineral natural makeup. Okay, so it was only one leading company providing a natural mineral makeup. But now so many students have come up with this, taking the risk, because sometimes finding the ingredients can be really difficult, but in Sri Lanka itself, these ingredients are available. So always take the risk and go for something different. Don't follow the same. Now, what you want to do is, okay, there's a demand for makeup. You want to find a loophole somewhere and get down the makeup from China or from UK, find a loophole and do it. So why not we create something inside the country, and it's also healthy, and also why can't you just supply to the country, and also why can't you sell it to the whole world where you can get dollars to the country? So think about it in a different way. Always change the way that you think. There are so many ideas, so many opportunities coming up.
Thank you, Dr. Tilani. One more question from Janaka, who's also in the Ayurveda and beauty industry through an online platform. So he's getting sales normally only through boosted ads, and is looking for marketing strategies and advice on increasing sales. Okay.
I am not a TikTok fan. I was not a TikTok fan, but then I was in the lockdown situation in Australia, doing nothing. My mother was stuck here and I was actually stuck there. So I could not travel here. So doing nothing, I just one day happened to go through TikTok. TikTok is used by so many people to feel happy, to feel happy, to feel good about themselves, and those who are lonely, majority, right? But then I was thinking, why people are not actually turning this into business, right? Then I started actually doing a few videos. I think one video on making a deep cleansing scrub.
There was another one too.
Okay, deep cleansing scrub. So what I did was, whatever the ingredients that I had, right? Whatever the ingredients that I had, I got it mixed and did a small TikTok video, and it reached a lot of people. So TikTok Instagram, not only Facebook. Facebook is actually one of the key marketing areas, but Instagram is also booming. People in Japan, I think, find it more alluring and more interesting, the Instagram ads, than Facebook. So there are certain countries who actually don't follow much Facebook ads, but Instagram ads. So always go for all the platforms, all the social media platforms that you can find out. Because indirectly, if you are targeting the younger crowd, Instagram, TikTok, the customer base is already there. Facebook, all the ages are there. So always think about your target audience and cover up all the social media platforms.
Thank you, Dr. Thalini. Is there any more questions?
Yes, one last question. So actually, in your sessions, madam, actually, I see a very great improvement in the progress of the students as well, since my wife is in the class. So, and also this is a kind of a suggestion, madam. So if you can, like, because, you know, I see some lacking parts in them. So if you can have, like, they will not maintain the same motive, like, you know, they so they will just initiate, like they will have the great idea and they will start up and they easily give up, right? So if you can really look into that and just to maintain that passion going on throughout the journey, so it would be really grateful, madam. Thanks again. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think Global Training Center can help you a lot in that. Dr. Gayatrika Kirivathuduge, with her initiation, she will definitely come up with so many good programs. She's even at the moment, she's helping out a lot of women and trying to come up with so many women entrepreneurship programs. So I'm pretty sure the Global Training Center will come up with a good solution for this. I can definitely help out as a resource person. Yes, that is true. Actually, that happens. That always happens to women because we are mothers. We are multitasking, but sometimes it's too much for us. It's too much for us because when you wake up early in the morning, sometimes you may have to think about the shopping list. You may have to think about what to cook today, how to clean. Your kids matters, your husband's matters, look into the husband's work, your parents. If you are studying that and your career, there are women who are actually doing their own job and also another business, side business also. So how many things that you need to, you know, deal with. So yes, time to time, the motivation can go down, but as women, we are stronger. So I believe they will come up. Obviously, when you are upset or sad, it's all right to cry. But I've noticed this, like in higher management, in a board meeting, a woman can't cry. If you cry, you will be concerned as weak. But there are certain incidents that you can be weak. But I like to hire women more than men because they are multitasking. Because they can do certain things, so many things at once. But it does not matter even it's a man or a woman. හරි වෙලාවට ඒ කරන්න පුළුවන් නම් ඒ කෙනාව තමයි හයර් කරන්න ඕනේ. බට් මං හිතන්නේ දැන් මගේ ස්ටුඩන්ට්ස්ලා ගොඩක් ඉන්නවා සිංගල් මදර්ස්ලා ඉන්නවා කිසිම සපෝට් එකක් නැති ළමයිවත් බලාගෙන ළමයි අසනීපය ගොඩක් ඉන්නවා. නමුත් ඒ වගේ ගොඩක් අය මේකෙන් ගොඩාක්ම මේ දැන් ෆයිනෑන්ෂියලි ස්ටේබල් වෙලා ගොඩක් අය මොටිවේෂන් එක හදාගෙන ඉන්නවා. මට ඒක හරි ආසයි දැක්කම. So only thing is, don't give up as a woman or as a man. Just don't give up. Consistency තියාගෙන ඉස්සරහට යන්න, because up to a certain extent it will be difficult, and the problems that you face up to that point, it will be different. නමුත් අවුරුද්දක් දෙකක් යනකොට ඔයගලන්ට අනිවාර්යයෙන්ම ලොකුට progress එක පේන්න පටන් ගන්නවා.
Thank you, Dr. Thalini. Okay, so with that, I think we have come to the end. Dr. Thalini, thanks on behalf of everyone here today. Thank you for taking the time to speak to us. Your insights into the work you do and your journey was both fascinating and motivating for us all, but especially on how we need to get out of our comfort zone to make things happen and move, and what mechanisms we need to equip ourselves with. Thank you once again. We wish you all the best on your future endeavors, as well as with IICA. And
Thank you.
Thank you. And that, we come to the end of our first session with Do It Right. Next month, our second episode on this series, Productivity and Profitability, on the 7th of November 2021. Various other programs designed to your specific industry to up your personal skills, as well as qualifications at an affordable price from recognized awarding bodies and universities. For all those who are interested, please call us or WhatsApp us at 0760-417766 or message us on Facebook and Instagram at the Global Training Center or with the link provided in the chat below. We will provide you with a link to all the details. Thank you and have a great day. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss.